everybody. John Ponick with the Mojave Valley Daily News. This is our weekly Q&A session. We always do it 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Today I have Anthony Mitchell and Ryan Cohn from Mojave Comedy. Gentlemen, how are you?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We obviously need a much larger room in here because we are
Squeezed together.
Yeah. I actually called them up and said, hey, can you bring the two biggest guys on your troupe and have them come down here? And that's what they did. So very lucky. Have you ever had that in the middle of the night where you wake up and you're like, you had this great idea, and then the night before you go, oh no, what have I done?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
I had that last night because this is a comedy show where they typically do a lot of R-rated
make fun of people and stuff
adult
like
humor.
that.
At the least.
And so the idea that we're going to go live, it was probably not the best idea I've ever had.
A little scary. Yeah.
But yeah, you got the dump button.
I do.
The bleep. Yeah.
I got the beep button.
Well, if things go wrong.
Oh, I've always wanted to be bleep, man.
You're going to have cramps, my friend.
Oh,
I'm just worried. I thought, well, I don't know what Jeff's going to do if he just unplugs the system or throws it out the. I'm not sure how that's going to work. So if anything goes wrong, I need to apologize to our bosses and everybody.
all right, here we go.
else.
I got this. I can censor this.
All right. All right. So tell me about the Mojave Comedy. And the way that I found out about you originally is you came up as a recommendation on Instagram, and I started following your Instagram page, and I'm like, man, these guys are funny. I need to get out here. But you guys are locals.
Yes,
sir.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone in the troop, there's 7 of us total. We're all local residents of the Mojave Valley.
Born and raised, most of
No.
you? Or every one of you came from Southern California.
Jesse Hart
I think
is
one
from
is-
Needles.
yeah.
And the rest of us are all just kind of...
Our strength, if we're being honest, John, is that we don't get to know each other too well.
Okay, good.
That's when things get complicated.
Yeah.
I've noticed, especially in relationships and family. The moment you start, asking personal questions like, "What's your last name?
Oh,
Are you happy
really?
every day when you wake up?
Yeah.
Do you want to hang out tonight?" That's when things go right off the rails.
Steven's absolutely correct in that.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can call me whatever you want. I've very rarely been ever called by my first name. It's usually an expletive
Okay,
I can't
get
use right
ready
now
to-
on
okay.
on
All
live.
right.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you after we're not
All right.
live anymore. But
Can I sign it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I think one of us is local forever. He's been here forever, and then I've been here for I want to say, well, it feels like 100 years, but I've been here since 2005.
Yeah, you don't look 100 years old.
2005.
It's
16 years?
internal.
Pretty good. That's a lot of that. Our outside thing doesn't reflect how we're really feeling.
No,
That's
no,
all.
God, no.
So how did you guys get together? You guys were kind of the impetus of putting this together?
Yes. Yeah. pretty
Yeah,
much.
for sure. Yeah, for better or for worse. He's the captain, and this thing was all his brainchild. I'd like to give credit out 100% right now for that. That he's the one that was like, he was the one that put the puzzles into the place, and then I guess I would say I glued them there. I was like, yeah, that's a good
You're the
idea,
glue.
or that's a bad idea, or we should maybe do this, and then so really him and I, it's just a lot of. He came up with things and shot it my way, and then I just kind of either adjusted it, or a lot of the times I was trying to sleep. It was like 3 a.m, and I'm like, please leave me alone. This is like having a creepy ex-girlfriend stalking me. It's whatever you want, just do it. And then he's like, all right, I'll talk to you in like an hour or so. So that's how it started. We just kind of like hit each other up. Well, you hit me up, and it's been
Yeah. We met Bearded Gentleman 3 years ago, actually, had an open mic, and him and I met out there. And I was like, holy cow, there's someone else out here that actually wants to do this. And then, so I immediately knew, okay, well, I know there's one person out there, maybe there's more. So there's got to be some way to put up like a bat signal for people in the valley that want to do stand-up. And there wasn't really anything out there. There was no opportunities really to do stand-up. So it was like either I had to make a way or just sit on my own hand and pretend that I do stand-up.
and then there is. I mean, who would have thought there was such a demand for it? I mean, like if you wanted to do stand up, you had to go to Vegas.
Yeah, if
or
you want-
across
if
the
you want to do
river.
the open mic comedy. Open
And
mic.
it's terrifying enough to get up there with like a crowd of people you know. I can't imagine going to like Vegas and getting heckled off stage or something like that. If you're trying it for your first time, like I've able to deal with that kind of trauma now that I've bombed several times and done dumb stuff. But I'm sure if we were like, I really want to do comedy, and that's probably why like there's not many comedians out there, because they try it one time and it doesn't go that well. And they spend a lot of time on stage like filibustering, and then they then they get got, and they're like, I can't do this again. So that's one of the things that we really wanted to do in this whole endeavor, was provide a place where people could come try stand-up comedy. We can't ensure your protection, But at least
Emotional protection.
your emotional protection. But at least if you're getting heckled, you can at least look at the people heckling you, or at least you'll have your family in the crowd, there to back
Maybe
you
they
up.
can
Maybe they're the
physically
ones heckling
protect
you, depending on how bad you
knowing-
upset them
yeah,
before
some
the show.
of our families, that would be the loudest. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so there's a big difference between somebody sitting around and going, "Man, you're funny. You should be doing comedy," and then writing.
There's a massive,
A massive, yeah.
difference.
And then getting
a
up
lot
and
of people
doing
are funny at work, and then they just
stand up there in front of the
after
lights
one time they're like, no, never doing this again.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just some drive inside, some weird tick inside yourself
Sadistic.
that just makes you keep going at it, and you just keep riding.
Oh, it
and
is for
you
sure
keep
self-hatred,
thinking,
for
and-
sure.
self-hatred.
Oh, yeah. That's when you get up there and you're like, when you think about it conceptually, right? You're like, tonight I'm going to go out in front of a bunch of people I don't know, and I'm going to assume what's going to make them laugh. And then I'm going to try that. And it's either going to fall really flat or it's going to go pretty good, right?
Is that a lonely feeling? The whole telling a joke that you think is great, and then
Oh, in your mind it's always
Crickets.
perfect, and then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just flat.
I would rather somebody run over my ankles with a tractor than too many cricket jokes, where especially like you feel like such a jerk. Like you're thinking about it before the night before and you're writing it and you say it with such confidence you up there and you're like you end it and you're smiling and no
kill
one
it, watch
and nobody's smiling at all and you just feel deflated, like just you're down on it. It sucks.
But then that drive makes you get up and you do it again. the
Oh, it's a
very
drug,
next
yeah.
time,
Because
and
the one time you get, even if you did a horrible 15 minutes, but you had that one banger in there, that one joke that was like really good, and you hear people like a smattering of laughter, it's such an adrenaline rush.
it's
kinda
like a
like
golf
that.
shot.
I was gonna say,
swish,
just like
it's
that
just
one,
that feeling
that one
that you
great
keep
golf
looking
shot.
for.
You hit a soft spot when you said golf shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
With
'cause
this guy.
out of my
But with stand-up
130
comedy,
shots.
there's a lot less cardio involved to get that
thank
jump
God.
shot.
I don't know. I've seen Anthony strutting
I sweat a lot.
back and forth across the stage. He seems to be moving around quite a bit, getting a lot of cardio in.
Oh yeah, I'm sweating.
And then he undoes it when he asks some of the elderly people that are vacating the bar because he's gotten to the middle of his set and it's getting really gross. And then he's like, "What are you eating?" Because he's got to acknowledge, like this one night they were getting up and leaving, and he had to acknowledge the fact that they were leaving mid-set,
Right.
And he's like, "What were you eating?" I bet it was spaghetti. And they were like elderly people. They're like, "It was spaghetti." And he's like, "How'd I know?" And he just started eating a breadstick up there. And I was like, "You're kind of
They gave
undoing
you
your
their
cardio,
leftovers.
man. You're leaving. You're letting it,
I had to carbo load before I had the long set.
Jackie Wallen is on here. Jackie is the CEO of the Laughlin Chamber of Commerce, and she says, "That dude's smile makes me smile. He doesn't even have to talk." Thank you, Jackie. I'm assuming she means me.
Yeah, that kind of goes like.
I don't want to say I'm the best looking guy here, guys, which isn't good for anyone
I will
else in the
defer
room.
that. I
But,
believe
you
that.
know,
no, I'm good with
I'm
that.
not even going to be the judge.
I'm good with that as well. The best looking guy is sitting behind the.
Thank you,
console
Jackie,
there,
for the
but
compliment for the random one of us. But it hit me here.
I'm thinking it's probably Ryan.
It's got to be.
Jackie, tell us who you're talking about. My wife weighed in, and she wants to know how she can join the troupe.
Do you have to be funny? I mean,
My wife
experience,
believes that she's the funniest person.
No, you don't have to be experienced at all. That's the best thing.
And funny's subjective, so that's
you
out
never
the wall,
and
too.
you never know. You can write in your head as much as you want, but until you make that leap behind the mic, man, you're never gonna know.
so you'll give anyone a chance.
Oh yeah, most of the shows, except when there's a tripping hazard, which was the case in Oatman, we try to give everybody a 1 minute open mic at the end of the night.
anyone can
So
go.
everybody can
Really?
go. Yeah, and if you really wow us, if you really blow the doors off the thing, we'll invite you back to open for the troupe the next week. We figure that's the fairest way to do it. And if you want to come back, let's say you fell flat. I think there's this weird thing, like the first time you get on stage, don't ever record it. And don't ever put much stock into it.
Oh.
Just because think about anything you've done for the first time in your entire life. Like, I mean, sex, driving a car,
I can't wait for that.
trying.
The sex or the driving the car?
Both.
Here's good luck to you, brother.
Both require two hands at the end of the day. For some people 3, and I think.
Can I go reverse?
And so when you're going on stage, you're like, you could do pretty well. I've seen some people do well on their first time up there, you know what I mean? And then, but it's like, don't put that as stock. Just try to go up there. And if you fall flat, don't let it bother you. It's adversity. It's all it is grinding. You go up there with 10 good jokes in your mind. You do all, one's good, 9 are bad. You take that one, you put it to the side, you rewrite it, or you just leave it, and then you do another 10. and you leave that one at the end. You know,
And
for your
eventually,
closer.
you're just going to Lego a set together.
and you're gonna Lego
and
a set
you're
together.
gonna figure
Nobody
out-
walks on stage with a Netflix special written their first time when they get up there.
You're just
know?
dumping Legos on the stage and seeing like which ones are sticking, and then eventually you're going to build a structure out of.
And 9 of them
ones
you're
that are
stepping
working.
on, and one of them works.
Yes.
Jackie identified who the person she's talking about, and it wasn't me. So Jeff, will you block Jackie Wallen from?
Sure, we can do that.
Thank you.
I've been dieting. It's showing.
Just kidding, Jackie. You know I would never do that to you.
All right. So can you bring up the first picture that I gave you, Jeff?
Sure, let me find it.
So I was going through your Facebook page, and I found this picture, and I thought we should do a public service.
Okay, here we go. I'll put the first one up.
All right.
And here it goes. All right.
So give it a
Dave
second.
Lipinski
Just-
says John has a good joke. Green Bay Packers.
oh boy, that's going to start
Block
a war.
Lipinski,
That's
too.
going to be a war.
Okay. So this
All right, here we go.
this here came up on the on your page, the Mayo Oreo, and
Some of our like
Yeah,
gentler
Facebook
photos.
actually
yeah, there wasn't.
said that was misinformation.
That's
and
what I
tried-
wanted to do. If you could bring up the second picture.
No problem.
I wanted, as a customer service thing, I wanted to make sure that as a public service thing, I wanted to make sure that everybody understands that has been fact checked by Facebook and it
Thank
was an
God.
altered photo. So
Thank God.
just trying to protect you guys. I
Yeah.
don't
Thank
go out
you.
looking for Mayoreo.
There's no such thing.
No, there is no
Fake
such thing.
news.
It's fake news. If they could cancel one thing, I'm glad they canceled Mayorio before it could ever get out of hand.
It wouldn't be like bacon and mayonnaise. That mixes, but Oreos and mayonnaise just doesn't mix.
Not sober, it doesn't.
So-
And I'll tell you that
That's
right
a
off
good
the bat.
point.
I would try that. I would try that
Maybe
under the
after a
influence of
dispensary,
several
maybe.
things.
Put on
Mhm, yeah.
crackers.
Yeah.
You could maybe spread it on bread.
Yeah.
I mean, mayonnaise is good on bread.
Stale cracker?
chocolate. Sure.
Yeah, I like mustard
crackers.
ahoy. Is
After
actually-
leaving the, I would say after leaving the dispensary, anything tastes good on the cracker. You know, at that point.
Absolutely.
Good point.
Thank you.
So I do have another thing here. This is pretty relevant. With Bill Cosby getting freed today, any chance that he's gonna join the troop?
He got out today.
Yeah.
he got out.
He got wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was released on a.
He didn't return my calls.
Oh God.
Well, he is available now. So if you're, I can't tell if that's shock or if
I would
I-
say yes
hey, yeah.
because that would bring a lot of
Excitement,
people.
or-
So
That
I
would
would
bring a
say
lot.
yes.
I would say
and a redemption arc.
yeah. Well, I would spend
Just
the
don't- we're
first
not gonna
20
serve
minutes of the night
drinks.
heckling him. I feel like that's he's got a.
We're not going to serve any drinks either.
Oh, yeah.
BYOB to the Cosby Show.
Hey, this whole front row over here gets drinks on Mr. Cosby. No, we're good.
I like when their eyes close. Like, no, we're good, buddy.
You imagine that
comedians,
you
guys.
go
They're
back to his
comedians.
you go back to his house right after he got let out. You know, they're driving him back home, and there's no punch or anything, no like welcome home beverages. You know, it's like, come on, Bill, you know why we're doing this.
I'm thirsty. Can we stop by and get
How about a
some
nice
iced
wine
tea?
punch? Really, no, I'm good.
All the drinks. Nah.
All right, let's talk
Yeah,
about
let's
some
stop
of the-
right there.
Yeah, stop for yeah.
So you guys are down in Finney's quite a bit, down in Lake Havasu.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You do the Miracle Mile Event Center a few times. In fact, you got one coming up that we'll talk about in a few minutes.
Fantastic.
You've done the Topak 66.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So how did that go? That looked like that
Yeah, it was.
gonna be
He
awesome.
put down a spring summer series for outdoor stand up that we did.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing stage, an amazing venue. The business was more than accommodating. They were excellent.
And big shout out
And
to
nice.
all of them there,
Yeah,
the
they-
staff
they
and
did
the
a
people
great
that put it
job
together, and
on all that. It was amazing kind of step on the ladder to take. And
Cameron Broadcasting, by the way, big shout out to them.
Chip
man.
Venenzio and everybody out there just did a great job giving
Excellent.
us.
Great. And then you recently performed out in Oatman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I planned on going out there. But
I have been planning that for a long time. With
Yeah.
I'm
Chamber,
gonna
and
speak
it
to
was
you
awesome.
out there in Facebook land.
oh,
Oatman, make the next one. It's in November. You'll have plenty of time to request it off or to prep yourself mentally or physically. Please make it.
those pictures of the Oatman one, was that on the Mojave Comedy page or was that on one of your pages?
Yes, sir. It was on the Mojave Comedy. page.
Okay, so go to the Mojave Comedy page and go take a look at their, not right now. Click,
Don't
click,
touch
click,
that
click,
button
click.
right now.
They're not going to leave.
Okay, go to their Mojave Comedy page.
Tab
Go
out.
Take a look at some of those pictures on there because it looked like you guys had a really nice showing and it looked cool at night with the stage and the.
It was amazing. Oatman, if you think like ghost cowboy mining town, like you wouldn't think stand up comedy, but it worked.
It
was
did,
very.
yeah.
It was like peanut butter and chocolate kind of finding each other, and the response there was amazing. The Chamber of Commerce has been
Oh, yeah.
accommodating and amazing. Like Bobby Mersick's the president out there. He helped set everything up, and
Yeah.
it was a labor of love for me. It's something I'd wanted to do even before I started the page. I had this weird idea in my head of like, I want to
was
do
obsessed
stand-up
with
comedy in Oatman.
Yeah.
And it happened, and it was just an amazing feeling to.
And it was really cool because you get there and you're like, wow, Oatman, like this is either going to be like really done up or really redneck. And somehow they managed to like meld the two of those things beautifully, you know? And there was like this old rusty truck that's like old, I don't even like know what year, like the 50s, right? It had to be the 50s. Like this truck that had like the flatbed, and that was our stage. And it had the lights off of it, you know what I mean? And it felt really cool. And then like the crowd really, like they dumped in like the last 15 minutes. We had to go a little bit over to like wait for everybody to get there.
I
you
did
know?
see some early pictures where there's only like 20 people there, and I thought, I wonder if that's all they had. And then as I was clicking through, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. It looked like a pretty nice.
Oh
place.
yeah, we had a huge turnout.
Yeah, and it was
much
bring your
bigger
own
than
cooler and chair, and everyone just kind of popped up, had a great time. The weather, surprisingly, at night was
Wasn't bad.
was very nice.
Good.
Oh
I
yeah,
was very scared when I left work
Yeah.
here in Bullhead, and it was 116.
I was like,
oh
man.
no, what have we done? But it was an amazing show. It was my baby. I loved it. I started for a long time.
And what was why was this your thing that you wanted to do as Oatman? Just the just being out in the outside. And
It seemed so odd.
nobody had been there.
Like I was at the
probably, like,
Oman hotel with my father, and I was like, I want to do a stand-up here show really bad, and then it just had to evolve, and it just seems like something that doesn't work, but I wanted to prove that it could, and
okay.
with the help of the chamber and the community, like it worked really.
Is there another this seems ridiculous goal that you have that you are waiting to fulfill? That
My main goal was trying to do a show in every town, and luckily, like with Ryan and the other people that we've got in the group, we've been able to do that because they've been dedicated and working really hard. We've all kept writing, and we've kept busy, and we keep doing this over and over and over again, and we've been able to do every town, and that was just kind of the main goal that I had.
What about the casinos? Have you guys done anything over there, or
we
No,
haven't yet.
no.
not yet? You
I
said
contacted
yet.
the entertainment director at Edgewater, but I haven't heard
You-
from him.
Hey, never. It's coming up. I feel it.
You know,
Yeah.
today the interview with the Mojave Daily News.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Maybe you'll get a phone call.
Maybe we'll get a
Okay.
phone call from
All the
Edgewater,
phone calls
you know,
are coming
and then the day
tomorrow. I
after
got
the
you.
World.
Yeah,
the
I-
world? Oh, so by the weekend you should
See
be,
what we started?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. And I mean, that would be like I think for us in the group, I'm not speaking for everybody, but for at least for me, and I know him, we just try to like really much worry about the next show next week, or the one next month, because like it's not like we're performing in front of like 6,000 people, you know what I mean? Like, but
Not yet.
every show that we perform at, whether it's 20 or 25 or 50 or 100 or 150, we want to provide the same exact experience, which is where you're slightly uncomfortable, but you're really happy by the end of it,
You just keep taking a step, and eventually it's
and so,
stairs.
yeah,
You
and so
realize
like
it's stairs.
3 years ago we were in front of a pool table at the Bearded Gentleman, with just garbage sets, just putting it all together, and here we are 3 years to get later, slightly better sets, but we're being interviewed by you fine
pool
people,
table.
no pool table, on the back of a big truck, just overshadowing 100 people, which was really cool. So, baby steps, it all comes together.
Do you?
over
How
time.
many? You said there's 7 people in your troupe. How many? How many go out and perform? Do you get all 7?
all
every time?
7 whenever we can all together, but most of the time it's generally either the 5 to.
And
7.
how long do they get to perform?
Each person usually goes about 10-12 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
but we
shows are
allot
about
everybody
hour and-
15,
hour and
but
20.
what happens is a lot of the time the first, 3 people, they have to do like a solid 10.
Yeah.
And that leaves us little like 5-minute windows to where either I'll fill, but like that gives our closers, an extra 10 minutes, and I always tell them like, because I host every event, so I'm always telling them like, if they're hot out there, that's my job as the host. I'm like kind of feel out the crowd,
Keep going if they're.
yeah. And I'll,
If you
and
got
then-
them going, keep going.
yeah,
right?
and I'm like, dude, they're really hot tonight, and I'll know because I know each person's comedy stylings at this point pretty well. So I'll tell them like, they're going to be hot for you tonight. So just
Right.
keep going.
So what is the longest period of time you let Anthony go? And what's the shortest? I'm more interested in the shortest.
I think the shortest he ever did was like was Oatman. I think he did 10 minutes. Or
Really?
no, it was the bearded. No, it was the Red Dog. The week before that, you did like 10 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
10 minutes, about 10 minutes. Yeah, that's the longest he's went for is like 28 and some change.
Wow.
Yeah,
He was killing it that night.
Yeah, last week
Well-
at the Red Dog, I was blackout
filibustering.
drunk filibustering for about 38 minutes, I think.
Did you do an encore? Did you have an encore?
Yeah, it was a really cool experience for me. I've never done that.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was. We were buying rounds of Long Island iced teas at the Red
my
Dog.
God.
Shout out to your guys' Long Island iced teas and Kevin Campbell at the bar. Thank you so much for pouring those so very stiff. But
We love the Red Dog.
oh, dude, yeah, they're amazing. And I remember,
they've been great.
I don't remember anything from that. I don't even remember. I don't. That's the only set of all my sets that I've never reviewed for Game Plan. You know, because I just like it's a
We're
train
gonna
wreck
wing it.
I don't want to see yet. But
Oh, so you go back and watch the film and go, all right, here's what we.
It's like game footage. You
it's
go
like
back
game
and you
footage,
have to
yeah.
watch.
Like I don't laugh at any of my own stuff, you know, because I think that's like the next height of ego. That's how I think I'll know I've made it is when I've got like a green room and I'm laughing at my own jokes back there. But when I listen to my own stuff, I don't laugh, you know. But I'm like, oh, that really sucked, or like, oh, nobody did laugh. That was in my mind, you know. That was a cough in the background. I should probably cut that out, you know, or
That's funny.
Yeah, it's definitely important.
very, yeah.
So I've got July 16th at the Miracle Mile Event Center. Is that your next show?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right up the road.
Yeah,
Here
right
at,
down the street here. So
The Shriners Club. It is open to the public, even though it is the Shriners Club. All the events are open to the public.
Yeah.
I know
So
people have sent questions to the page, but it is open to the public for any event there.
And it is filthy content, so make
Yes.
sure if you do bring your kids, understand that that has got a disclaimer all over it.
Things never get-
I know. There's always this weird debate amongst us because I'm like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people under the age of 7, and then my friends are like, I'm not going to change. I'm not changing my set. I'm going to go up and do it. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll just cover that brush fire up when I get up there after they've left, you know,
You're gonna
because
need a disclaimer
that
or
last
something.
back half of the senior citizens and their grandchildren back there really weren't a fan of that
We've
last
been
20
lucky.
minutes
Almost
or
all
so.
of our shows have been like 21 and over because they've been in.
Yeah, they've
you know,
been in bars.
The
I'm like,
businesses are 21
I
and over.
really appreciate that.
Yeah.
In fact, the first time at Bearded Gentleman, there was like to my immediate left, there was like a table of like 6 kids, and I'm just going
Oh,
on
that was
over
that
the
first night, right?
yeah, and
Right
I was
there,
I was like, well, this is showbiz, right? Like this is uncomfortable for everyone. And the parents were laughing, and the kids like, what does that mean? You know, they were like really confused, and
Boy.
I slept pretty well that night.
Amy, do you cut them off or give hints for the person to stop? Like if you know they're not going well, do you just walk up? Like if they're not getting any laughs, person talking, do you? How do you?
we,
Or do you let them? Or do
we
you
got
let them
signals,
just
but I don't want
bury
to show them because
themselves?
people will be like looking like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
are
we
doing it.
Yeah, we bring out our phone and we flash the flashlight on the phone. You know, no one's yet to see it, so I'm just
Oh,
like,
none of the entertainers.
no, yeah, they'll be up there.
that's
I'll be
funny.
like flashing them, and the only way I can just keep getting closer and flashing it. You know, like stop, shut up, stop. You know, and I'm like, you're over. You're like, I'm doing this. I'm flashing. I'm trying to give them signals. Time out. You know what I mean? And there's been I have to get like really close, and I don't want to be obnoxious that I'm like flashing the light, and they're like a foot away, and they're not even acknowledging me because if they do, I've won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So so sometimes I'm just like after the first 2 acknowledgments, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let you burn, man.
Let them bury
Didn't you get
themselves.
one of those things like they have at the Apollo with the guy that dances out the Sandman or whatever with the big hook and
Yeah, I just don't know if you're supposed to do that to people you like. I mean, like
That reminds me of the Gong Show when you got gonged off. You know?
yeah. I don't know if you know where they're bleeding their heart out to the world, and I just come dancing out, you know, and push them off, you know, like
hey, you know what?
nice
would be funny?
Sweep
try.
them off stage.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right, and then you said you got November. You're heading back to Topak. Is that right?
Oatman.
Oh no,
Oatman.
Oatman again.
It'll be the weekend after Halloween, so the first weekend in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other things that you guys got planned coming up soon? You
We-
probably got a whole schedule.
Yeah, we have. I'm not going to give any release details about it because it's still very much in its infancy. But we have a podcast we're currently dumping money into.
Really?
For the tech? Yeah, really, it's the technical side because I got a lot of people like, oh, just grab your phone and start recording. And I just like, why didn't you guys do that? Why do you guys have all this nice stuff set up? Probably because you want it to be a high quality, you know. And so you only get one release to like really blow something up, and you need to deliver a good product. So we're working on a Mojave comedy podcast. And it's very much in its infancy. It's it keeps getting set back due to
What
technical
about like
problems.
for hire? Do you guys do like maybe a party? You guys for hire for a party to bring your crew out? Something like that?
Yeah.
we
I
definitely
mean, we
would,
would, yeah.
Yeah, you guys better start putting
At
your
least for the
packages
story,
together 'cause
like maybe it's a
Prostitutes,
dumpster fire, but it's
Yeah.
that'll generate more jokes for the next show.
You'll get them laughing. Someday.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Remember
either
when we
way.
had Mojave Comedy out here? Oh my God, was that a disaster?
see.
Yeah, they made all the kids cry. You can't bring them to a 5-year-old's birthday party, Karen.
Oh, that's what we were.
Yeah, if you don't have a few dumpster fires in your repertoire of shows that you've had, then you're doing something wrong.
That's
You
right.
gotta have pretty thick
get
skin,
used
I would
that way.
think, huh?
Yeah, you talk about a learning process.
Oh yeah, for us and the
growing.
audience, both have to have some thick skin. If I'm being
growing.
honest about it, I mean, it's funny because like they heckle us sometimes. You know, I always say there's always one table of degenerates in every crowd, and then you start, and then they're like, oh, I'm going to heckle the crap out of the stand-up comic, and then they realize that we're actually fast with the comebacks, and they get really angry with you really quick. You know, and,
I was trying to be mean to you. Stop being
yeah.
mean to me.
Oh wow! Thanks for that real quick retort that had the entire crowd laughing at me. You jerk! Thanks a lot, man. Did you have to make fun of that? My mother like that? She's sitting right here, and I'm like, yeah, I really did because she wouldn't shut up. So
Is that the
It
hardest
happens.
part?
is that?
Yeah, you just have to roll up a newspaper sometimes. It's
Yeah,
just-
every once in a while. That, yeah, I would say that. And then dealing with the surroundings of the venue can sometimes, like Topak was such a cool stage, and it felt like you're an immortal being up there on that stage, you know. And then a train would go by, and like it would just like for the first
I was on a roll too.
for the first show. And thank you guys at Topak 66. You guys are amazing. They added more speakers because they didn't, you know, they've had bands there, and of course, you know, if you're playing an instrument, you know, you get fine sound quality. But when you're up there just, you know, doing like a low energy Norm Macdonald style of stand up, you know what I mean? It's not like
You're gonna hear the
you're gonna
train.
get your ass kicked or butt kicked by that train.
Right.
Sorry, there's my moment. I knew I was gonna get.
I think that's acceptable. I
Hit
think
that
was
beat
I
button.
tried to hit B. He
Just
said
hit
it so
that beat.
fast I
Just
couldn't
too,
get
yeah.
it.
And it was Oatman, and we were talking about donkeys.
Yeah.
and they were fine.
And it's like, so to beat the train, I had to sing as Stewie Griffin. Yeah. I was like, because I was staring at this train, I'm like, I'm not going to go down like that tonight. You know, like if I do nothing else, they're going to remember that this fat dude sang as Stewie Griffin when the train went by. And so I went up there and I killed that, man. I had the worst cotton mouth too. Singing it's horrible. I would never do that for a
Oh
profession.
gosh, no, I could never sing ever.
No, man.
I'll do this all day long before I.
Yeah, I'll
sing
bomb 1,000
verse
times
of
before I
anything.
ever have to sing over a train again. That was.
All right, so you can book them for comedy, or you can book them to sing, which would be even a better,
Better venue.
more entertaining. I would think.
More
We
entertaining.
will change the words though.
And for a small fee of
Oh,
$9.99, clothing optional.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Beep.
so there's that. $9.99. $10.
It's hot out. It's hot out, is what I was saying.
$9.99.
Yeah, no. No, I'm just saying it's, yeah, not weird. We're not making it, yeah.
No, that would be.
Weird to be like giving somebody a massage and making eye contact with somebody else. That would be
Take it
weird.
easy, Joe. All right. So I got your social media presence here. I know that you're on Facebook. Like I said, I got introduced to you guys through Instagram and your Instagram page. I don't know who manages that.
Yeah, I got it.
If you have Instagram, go check out Mojave Comedy because it's awesome.
He'll keep you laughing there.
Yeah, and then I guess you'll make an announcement when your podcast is ready to go.
Yeah,
we'll put it
we'll have it all over our stuff. It's going to be a pretty big thing for us to put up, you know. So whenever that's ready, it'll be up. It's not ready yet. I
We're
just wanted
talking
to.
days, weeks, months.
God, given Amazon and how slow they're sending me stuff, months probably would be a
You
real.
got to stop
real-
ordering that stuff off of Etsy and having them send it from China on a boat and coming a lot faster.
I love
Do you want to
China.
borrow some of this?
Yeah, sure, all of it
Okay,
actually.
yeah,
While we're
sure.
at it.
We'll just take it all, John.
No, not mine.
The whole studio.
I'll do the podcast here, and that'll be a good co-op.
There we
thing
go.
between
There we
us.
go.
Yeah,
There we go.
I'll have you on there every day, John.
All right.
you
Do you
go.
have anything? Oh, not a good idea.
Yeah,
you
we
have anything
do.
on YouTube?
Someone said rent a small room near the stage and have a babysitter. Have the kids in there, and you can charge for it. Somebody's
That's a good idea,
somebody's
dude.
teaching
Is
you
it
guys
a
how to
noise
make
proof
more
room,
money.
or
Yeah,
like
that's
are
what
we
it is.
liable for this? Is
Yeah, it would have.
it gonna be like egg crate?
Oh
walls?
man, the AC wasn't on in the nursery there. It's
Oh,
just
no,
fried.
Well, I think that. Oh, and then to book you guys, they can go to your Facebook page and connect with you through there and say, hey, we want you to come out.
Yes, sir, you
Give
can
me a call.
connect to that. Also, MojaveComedy@gmail.com is another way to reach us. also.
MojaveComedy@gmail.com. I think Jeff's putting that in the comments right now because that's what Jeff does.
And mind if I shamelessly plug my friends now, if that's okay?
Nope, I think we're out of time.
Okay,
Rob.
that's
I
good.
got
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Big thanks you for me personally out to Mojave Cannabis, my boss Mitch Gleason, who probably went to the Bearded Gentleman that night if he wouldn't have made me. Wes, Brandon, all my friends there at the job that deal with me every day, doing my jokes and helping me hone my craft. I appreciate all of you guys, my family, everybody. Thank you. We would not be here without you. Anthony, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank.
We're never going to win an award. You might as well do it here.
Well, yeah, never. We'll mention like the other guys too. We got Andy Rice, who's a
beautiful.
comedian. The guy is awesome. We've got Jesse Hart, who is the Needles native of the group. He's probably the only lone native that we have. We've got Austin Farrell out of Havasu, who's like a young guy who's doing really good. He goes out on his own and opens for bands
Oh, wow.
and puts the time and effort
Yeah, he's
in.
grinding it
He
out.
does a great
Wonderful
job.
comic.
Now we got Hank Hilbert, who was an ex-postman,
Yep.
who always had a lot of good stuff. He's at Havasu also. And then we also have Autumn Sturman, who lives here in Bullhead City.
She's the only girl in the group,
Yeah,
and she kills it.
she does
Right
a
on.
great job.
Good.
So one female and the rest males.
Yes.
Yes.
Right on.
Does the postal guy, does he have some, I mean, are his jokes really aggressive and angry and?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are they-
100%.
Very,
Yeah,
very.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
that's
go
a
postal,
stereotype
come
that's
on.
true.
Well, he does
yeah.
postal jokes that I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, he's all like, they don't know that they give you a gun, and I'm like, okay, well, that's where we're going with that. Way to stick to the stereotype, bro.
But
All right.
everyone does a great job, and I mean, we wouldn't be where we're at without everybody just plugging away and doing like just a great job. Absolutely great job.
I didn't think about the family and friends thing and coworkers where I'm sure that you guys just aggravate the hell out of
They're
them.
over it.
Yeah.
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 Were you bouncing jokes off of them all
Yeah,
day and they're like, God,
they're pretty much
leave me
over
alone,
it,
funny
and it's
man.
not stopping.
Yeah, I don't ask anybody anymore. I'm just I'm like, we got a show here. If not, then I'm just like, it's
Yeah.
on the page if you want to go. I don't want to bug you anymore.
Oh.
Because they reach a point where like, yeah, we know.
My
we know.
wife hasn't made a show in like 9 shows. She's like, I deal with you so much. Just
yeah.
get out of here.
yeah, you're funny, you're hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
great. Another one of those.
Can you
Oh.
wash the dishes for once?
Yeah, no, and I
Clean
don't. That's
You're like,
Not doing it.
if anybody takes away from this, I'm a horrible husband.
All right, on that, we're going to leave. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Good luck to you. I
Thank
think
you.
it's
Thank you
awesome
so
what
much.
you're doing.
Yeah,
I think
guys.
the past year that we've had, I think we really need the comedy stuff. So
Yeah, definitely.
go on out July 16th. Go check out their pages. I'm telling you, it's going to crack you up. And there's some clips on there as well, so you can check that out and see what they're all about. So
Go check them out.
I appreciate you guys coming in, and I appreciate you watching. Remember, 7:30 tomorrow morning, we have the Daily Dose. Tomorrow night, we at 4 o'clock, or tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, we have Valley Voices. We have Scott Neal from the Bullitt City Fire Department on. He's going to tell jokes and probably sing.
Oh.
So, no, he's not. He's going to talk to us
He does it
about-
better than me. I want a second shot.
He's going to talk about fire department stuff, maybe a little bit about Melk basketball, but we're really going to talk about fireworks and fire danger and all that stuff going on right now. So not quite as funny as today, but you
But
know,
still fun.
they can't all be. Yeah, but still fun.
Not funny, but
he's
fun.
a funny guy. Scott's a funny
It's
guy.
a-
I believe in
Right.
Scott.
It'll be a fun time. Trust us. All right.
Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. See you guys.